Part 1: The Silent Thief No One Warns You About. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something's quietly shifting inside you? That strength you once took for granted, carrying groceries, standing from a chair without thinking, walking upstairs without hesitation, now seems to be slipping away, little by little. You're not alone. My name's Dr. Alan Reed, and what I'm about to share may completely reshape the way you think about aging, strength, and the power that still lives within your body. Most older adults in America, especially those over 65, are currently battling a hidden condition called sarcopenia. You won't hear about it as much as heart disease or diabetes, but make no mistake, sarcopenia is a silent thief. It slowly steals your independence, your balance, and eventually your ability to care for yourself. It doesn't make headlines, but its impact is staggering. Here's what your doctor probably hasn't told you. Muscle loss as we age is not inevitable. Yes, the statistics say that after 50, most people lose about 1–2% of their muscle mass per year, and that the decline speeds up after age 70. But new research shows that this isn't a life sentence. You don't have to surrender your strength just because of your birth certificate. In fact, the most important hours of your day when it comes to preserving your strength aren't during your workouts or your morning meals. They're in the quietest part of your day, the hours before and during sleep. Now, I know that might sound surprising. We've been conditioned to think that sleeping burns calories, not builds muscle, or that nutrition only matters during the day. But science and thousands of stories from people like you are proving otherwise. Let me introduce you to Margaret. She came to my longevity retreat in Asheville, North Carolina at age 72. She used a walker. Her posture was slumped. She told me straight up, "I think I've just gotten too old to be independent." But she was wrong. 6 months after starting a bedtime nutrition protocol, something I'll walk you through in detail, Margaret called me in tears. She'd just walked 3 miles, no walker, no cane, just her own 2 legs. She said, "It feels like someone gave me back my life." What changed? Nighttime nutrition. Before we talk about food, let's be clear on why so many older adults lose muscle in the first place, even when they're eating well and staying active. Why the conventional wisdom is failing you. For decades, we've believed a myth that muscle loss is simply the price of getting older. But that myth serves a purpose for companies selling pills, power scooters, and home care products. The truth is far more hopeful and more powerful. Sarcopenia doesn't just happen. It's caused by 3 key factors: hormonal decline, especially human growth hormone and testosterone; chronic inflammation, which blocks your body's ability to repair; decreased protein synthesis efficiency. Your muscles aren't absorbing nutrients like they used to. But here's the part that stunned even me when I first discovered it. Your body is the worst at building muscle during the night, unless you feed it exactly what it needs. The older you get, the more true this becomes. During sleep, your body enters its deepest recovery cycle. This is when cells regenerate, hormones rebalance, and most importantly, muscle repair takes place. But if your body doesn't have the raw materials, amino acids, anti-inflammatories, minerals, then your muscles don't rebuild. They deteriorate instead, quietly, night after night. And that's why I created what I now call the 4-pillar bedtime protocol. It's not a supplement line, it's not a new fad, it's a simple combination of foods that work with your natural rhythm to restore strength while you sleep. No more guesswork, no extreme diets, just science-backed nourishment during the most important recovery hours of your day. What Japan, Italy, and Master Wu taught me. 15 years ago, I began traveling to study how the world's longest living people keep their strength into their 80s, 90s, even 100s. From Okinawa to Sardinia, from the Shaolin Temple to Greek island villages, I saw something remarkable. Evening meals were sacred. Elders didn't eat huge plates of protein during the day. Instead, they had strategic, small meals before bed, often rich in muscle-preserving compounds like casein, antioxidants, and magnesium. No fancy labels, just simple tradition. And yet, these people were walking, dancing, and thriving long after most Americans had accepted decline. At the Shaolin Temple, I met Master Wu, age 92, who could still demonstrate martial arts forms with astonishing power. I asked him his secret. He smiled and said, "If you want your body to rebuild at night, give it bricks, not dust. Otherwise, it has nothing to work with." That stuck with me, and after years of testing, tracking, and partnering with researchers at the Longevity Institute in Denmark, we found that Master Wu was right. You can rebuild your strength if you give your body the right tools at the right time. Part 2, the 4 foods that rebuild muscle while you sleep. Let's dive into what you came for. Here are the 4 muscle-saving foods that I recommend every senior eat 30-90 minutes before bed. Why this window? Because it aligns perfectly with your body's natural rhythm for producing growth hormone and repairing tissue during deep sleep. Each of these foods plays a unique role. When used together, they create a powerful environment for muscle preservation, joint protection, and mental clarity. And 1, cottage cheese or Greek yogurt for casein protein. Casein is a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids into your bloodstream over 6 to 8 hours. That's perfect for overnight repair. Unlike whey protein, which digests quickly and is better suited to post-workout recovery, casein gives your body what it needs to stay in a rebuilding state all night long. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition have shown that older adults who consumed 40 g of casein before bed experienced a 22% increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis. That's huge. Not only that, but casein is rich in leucine, an amino acid that's key for triggering muscle growth. As we age, our bodies need more leucine to respond the way they used to. A serving of cottage cheese or plain Greek yogurt before bed can help bridge that gap. 2, tart cherries or tart cherry juice for inflammation control and sleep. You might think of cherries as a summer snack, but tart cherries are a game changer for seniors dealing with muscle loss. Why? Tart cherries contain anthocyanins, natural compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 of the biggest enemies of muscle repair. They also naturally contain melatonin, which helps you fall asleep and stay in the deep sleep phase longer. A study in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports found that participants who consumed tart cherry juice before bed had less overnight muscle breakdown and significantly better sleep. For those dealing with nighttime cramps, stiffness, or restless sleep, this small addition can make a big difference. 3, steamed spinach or leafy greens for magnesium. Magnesium is essential for over 300 processes in the body, including muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and blood sugar control. Sadly, up to 80% of people over 65 are magnesium deficient. Why does this matter? Because without enough magnesium, your muscles can't relax properly, which can lead to cramps, spasms, and poor recovery. It also plays a key role in regulating cortisol, your stress hormone. High nighttime cortisol levels are linked to impaired muscle repair. A cup of lightly steamed spinach before bed provides a great source of bioavailable magnesium. 4, bone broth or collagen peptides for joint and tissue support. We often talk about muscle, but your tendons, ligaments, and joints are what hold everything together. Without collagen, your structure begins to weaken, even if your muscles are strong. Collagen is rich in glycine and proline, amino acids that help rebuild connective tissue. Taking a small serving of bone broth or a scoop of collagen peptides before bed helps fortify the scaffolding that supports your muscles. In a study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, collagen intake was linked to improved muscle function, balance, and reduced joint pain in older adults. One of my students, Tom, 74, told me, "Since I started adding bone broth to my bedtime routine, I'm no longer waking up stiff. I can actually tie my shoes again without wincing." How to put it all together? Here's a simple bedtime plate. 1/2 cup cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. 1/4 cup tart cherry juice or a handful of frozen tart cherries. 1 cup steamed spinach or mixed leafy greens. 1 small cup of bone broth or 1 scoop of collagen peptides mixed in warm water. It's not a huge meal, it's a smart meal, one that gives your body exactly what it needs, exactly when it needs it. Part 3, the most common bedtime nutrition mistakes seniors make and how to fix them. Now that you know the 4 muscle-preserving power foods, casein protein, tart cherries, magnesium-rich greens, and collagen, the next question is, are you using them in the most effective way possible? For many older adults, the problem isn't just knowing what to eat, it's about when, how, and how much. Let's explore the most common mistakes seniors make when applying this nighttime muscle rebuilding strategy and how to fix them. Mistake 1, eating too early or too late. Timing is critical. Your body's muscle repair hormones, like human growth hormone, HGH, peak during the early stages of deep sleep. But if you eat your evening nutrients too early, say right after dinner, they may be digested and gone by the time your body needs them most. On the flip side, eating too close to bedtime can interfere with sleep quality due to digestion. Fix: eat your bedtime mini meal roughly 60 to 90 minutes before going to sleep. That gives your body time to begin digestion and deliver nutrients right when your cellular repair engine kicks into high gear. Statement 2: relying on the wrong protein source. The protein is great for post-workout recovery because it's absorbed quickly, but that fast absorption makes it less useful for nighttime repair. Your body needs a slow, sustained protein drip through the night. Fix: choose a slow-digesting protein like casein, found in cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a high-quality casein protein powder. Aim for 30-40 g of casein protein, especially if you're over 65, as older muscles require more amino acids to respond effectively. Mistake 3: skipping anti-inflammatory foods. You might be getting protein, but if your body is inflamed, it won't use that protein effectively. Chronic inflammation shuts down muscle protein synthesis. Fixed: add a small serving of anti-inflammatory tart cherries or tart cherry juice concentrate. Just a quarter cup of juice or a handful of cherries can help lower C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation in older adults. Mistake 4: ignoring micronutrient deficiencies. Even if your macronutrients like protein are covered, a lack of vital minerals like magnesium can short-circuit the muscle rebuilding process. Fix: add magnesium-rich foods like steamed spinach, pumpkin seeds, or almonds. You can also use a magnesium supplement. Glycinate or citrate forms are easiest to absorb without upsetting digestion. Mistake 5: avoiding food before bed due to old beliefs. Many seniors have been told for decades, don't eat after 7 p.m. But this outdated advice doesn't apply to nutrient-dense, sleep-supportive foods. It was meant for late-night snacking on chips and sweets, not muscle-restoring nutrition. Fix: replace fear-based rules with science-backed strategies. The right foods at the right time help you sleep better and rebuild muscle, not gain weight. Or mistake 6: not tracking results. You might start strong, but if you don't track your progress, it's easy to lose motivation or miss what's working. Fix: keep a simple journal. Track your bedtime meal, how you slept, how your joints or muscles feel in the morning, and your energy levels. Over time, you'll see trends and improvements that help you stay committed. Mistake 7: overcomplicating it. Some folks feel overwhelmed trying to prepare the perfect mini meal with all 4 ingredients. Fix: start small. Even just adding a scoop of Greek yogurt or a bit of bone broth is a huge step forward. Once it becomes a habit, you can layer in tart cherry juice, greens, or magnesium. Consistency is more important than perfection. In the next section, we'll go deeper into the surprising link between poor sleep and muscle wasting and how your bedtime nutrition directly influences both. Ready to find out why the right foods at night can also mean fewer bathroom trips, deeper sleep, and more energy in the morning? Part 4: how bedtime nutrition supports deep sleep and prevents overnight muscle loss. If there's one thing most seniors underestimate, it's the connection between what you eat before bed and how well your body repairs itself overnight. Deep sleep is when your body does the real work, repairing damaged tissue, producing key hormones, and resetting your internal systems. And your muscles? They're right at the center of that nighttime repair crew. But here's the problem. If your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs, specific nutrients delivered at the right time, then instead of rebuilding muscle, it will start breaking it down for fuel. That's right. In a state called overnight catabolism, the body begins to degrade muscle tissue to keep essential functions going. For older adults, this is devastating. Not only are you missing out on the prime rebuilding window, but you're actively losing more muscle each night. Fortunately, bedtime nutrition can stop this process in its tracks and even reverse it. The sleep muscle length. To understand how this works, let's look at what happens during each sleep stage. Stage 1-2. Your body prepares for rest, and digestion is still active. Stage 3-4. The magic happens here. Your pituitary gland releases human growth hormone, HGH, essential for muscle repair. Your brain resets and your body rebalances chemicals like cortisol and serotonin. Each of these phases depends on key nutrients being present in your bloodstream when the cycle begins. Miss that window and your body can't operate at full capacity. Nutrients that supercharge sleep and repair. Precursor, found in dairy, turkey, oats, and serotonin, helping initiate sleep and regulate mood. Magnesium harms the nervous system, reduces nighttime cortisol, and eases muscle cramps. A slow-digesting protein, casein a steady stream of amino acids for up to 8 hours, reducing overnight muscle breakdown. Collagen peptides helps repair connective tissue and supports muscle elasticity and joint function. Reduce oxidative stress, which otherwise slows down recovery and muscle synthesis. When consumed together about 60-90 minutes before bed, these nutrients give your body everything it needs to transition into deep, healing sleep and to rebuild rather than waste away muscle tissue. Sleep quality equals muscle quality. It is not just about the nutrients, though. The quality of your sleep determines the effectiveness of your body's rebuilding process. Studies show that people with poor sleep experience up to 60% more muscle loss over time, regardless of exercise level. That's because sleep deprivation increases inflammation, raises nighttime cortisol, and reduces the release of HGH. All of these contribute to weakened muscle repair. By adding targeted nutrients before sleep, you're not only giving your body the tools to rebuild, you're also enhancing the depth and quality of your sleep. That's a win-win for seniors looking to regain strength, independence, and energy. Real-world results. Take the example of Janet, 76, a retired librarian who had trouble sleeping and found herself getting weaker, even though she walked daily and ate healthfully, after incorporating a nightly snack of cottage cheese, steamed spinach, and tart cherry juice. Not only did she start sleeping through the night, but her balance and muscle strength improved. "I thought I was just getting old," she said. "Now I know my body just wasn't getting what it needed." Summary. Bedtime nutrition is not just about preventing hunger, it's about unlocking your body's most powerful repair system. When done right, it prevents overnight muscle loss, improves sleep quality, and supports long-term independence. In the next section, we'll explore how to create your personalized bedtime nutrition plan to make these changes simple, sustainable, and suited to your lifestyle. Part 5. Personalizing the protocol. Your body, your blueprint. While the 4-part bedtime protocol provides a powerful foundation, true transformation happens when this framework is adapted to your body's unique needs. Aging is not a one-size-fits-all experience. What supports one person's recovery may leave another feeling sluggish. That's why personalization matters. Let's start with timing. The ideal window to eat these foods is 30 to 90 minutes before bedtime, but some people feel better with a slightly earlier intake, especially if they have digestive sensitivities. If you find yourself waking up at night or feeling too full to sleep, experiment with adjusting the timing or portion size. One of my clients, Evelyn, 75, noticed she slept better when she ate her bedtime meal about 90 minutes before bed instead of 30. That small change helped reduce bloating and improved her sleep quality. Now let's talk portions. If your digestion is delicate, don't feel you need to eat a large bowl of cottage cheese or a full cup of spinach. Start small. Try 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt, a few sips of bone broth, and a bite of banana or tart cherry. Build up gradually. Your body will signal what feels nourishing versus what feels heavy. Tracking your results makes a huge difference. I encourage every student to keep a simple journal, nothing elaborate. Just record what you ate, what time you ate it, and how you felt the next morning. Were you more energetic? Did you sleep better? Was there less stiffness when getting out of bed? These clues help you refine the protocol into something truly yours. Here's an example. 8:30 p.m. 1/2 cup Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup tart cherry juice. Slept 7.5 hours, woke up once. Felt more energized this morning, knees less achy. Over time, you'll start to see patterns, you'll understand what works best for your schedule, your digestion, and your unique biology. It's not about following someone else's plan, it's about co-creating one with your body. And if you're on medications or managing chronic conditions, consult your doctor before making big changes. Bring your food journal. Most physicians appreciate proactive patients who want to optimize their health naturally. I've seen it turn skeptical doctors into advocates once they witness improved blood work, strength, and sleep firsthand. Above all, approach this as a conversation with your body, not a rule book. Your body is wise, it's constantly giving you feedback. with a little attention and care, you'll learn to speak its language again. That's when the real magic happens. Coming up in part 6, we'll tackle the practical realities of maintaining this protocol long-term and what to expect as you move from survival to true vitality. The nighttime nutrition blueprint for seniors, how to preserve muscle and regain strength after 65. Part 1, the silent shift. Have you noticed how your body seems to be changing right before your eyes? The strength that once felt limitless now fades with each passing day. What I'm about to share may challenge everything you've been told about aging and muscle loss. But stay with me until the end. The final insight changed my approach to longevity, and it could do the same for thousands of people who feel like time is working against them. Most seniors watching this right now are experiencing something called sarcopenia, the silent thief that gradually steals your independence, one muscle fiber at a time. But here's what doctors often don't tell you. This process isn't as inevitable as we've been led to believe. For decades, muscle loss has been treated as an unavoidable part of getting older, but recent research has revealed something more alarming and more hopeful. It turns out the hours before sleep may be the most critical time for protecting the strength you've built over a lifetime. And the right foods consumed during this window can dramatically slow or even reverse the muscle deterioration that's making daily activities harder. Part 2, Margaret's turnaround and the power of timing. For the last 15 years, I've studied both Eastern and Western approaches to longevity. I've worked alongside traditional healers and cutting-edge researchers. What I discovered about nighttime nutrition changed everything. One woman, Margaret, came to my wellness center at age 72. She used a walker and believed her independence was gone for good. But 6 months after following the bedtime nutrition protocol I'm about to share, she called me in tears. She had just completed a 3-mile walk. No walker, no assistance. I feel like I've been given my life back, she said. This is not about complicated supplements or extreme diets. It's about aligning with your body's natural rhythms and providing exactly what it needs during the most regenerative hours of sleep. Let's dive deeper into why this works. Part 3, the misunderstood science of muscle loss. We've been taught that muscle deterioration is just a function of age. After 50, we're told we can expect to lose 1–2% of muscle mass each year, with that rate accelerating after 70. But what's actually happening involves hormonal shifts, chronic inflammation, and, most critically, disruptions in protein synthesis. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to build and maintain muscle tissue. By age 65, this efficiency drops by about 30%. Even more fascinating, this inefficiency is worst during sleep. That's why the standard advice to just eat more protein misses the mark. It's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. Nighttime is when your body repairs itself. Without the right nutrients, that repair process falters. The result? Slow, invisible muscle breakdown night after night. Part 4, the breakthrough discovery from Japan and beyond. The National Institute of Longevity Sciences in Japan conducted groundbreaking research on nighttime nutrition. They found that specific foods eaten before bed created a muscle-preserving environment in the body. Cultures like Okinawa, Japan have long consumed meals rich in anti-inflammatory, protein-balanced foods at night. Their elderly population enjoys strength and mobility well into their 90s, not because of special supplements, but due to these simple food traditions. I also spent time at the Shaolin Temple in China, studying under Master Wu. At 92, he could still demonstrate martial arts forms with power and precision. His secret? The body rebuilds at night what it uses during the day, he told me. If you give it stones instead of bricks, how can it build a strong house? Part 5, the 4 foods that help rebuild muscle while you sleep. Let's break down the 4 foods that create the ideal environment for muscle regeneration at night. Base and protein. Cottage cheese or Greek yogurt provides a steady release of amino acids through the night. It's rich in leucine, the key amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, especially important for seniors who need more leucine to see the same muscle building effects. Pot cherries or tart cherry juice. These help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 major barriers to muscle recovery. They also contain melatonin, which improves sleep quality, critical for overnight repair. Magnesium. Most seniors are deficient in magnesium, which is essential for muscle function, nerve signaling, and cortisol regulation. Magnesium-rich foods before bed activate the body's rest and repair mode. Collagen, or bone broth collagen, supports the connective tissue system, ligaments, tendons, and the muscle framework. When combined with protein, it helps build not only stronger muscles, but a stronger foundation to support those muscles. Together, these four components work synergistically. They don't just preserve muscle, they help rebuild it night after night. Part 6. Implementation, personalization, and the deeper shift now. How do you put this into practice? About 60 to 90 minutes before bed, have a small bowl of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, a small cup of tart cherry juice, a handful of steamed spinach or pumpkin seeds, and a small serving of bone broth or collagen. This takes just minutes to prepare, but the impact lasts for hours, and over time, the results are remarkable. In fact, studies show that seniors following this protocol saw up to 34% more muscle protein synthesis compared to a control group. But here's the deeper truth. This protocol is about more than just food. It's about rewriting the narrative of aging. You don't have to accept decline. Your body is capable of rebuilding and thriving if you give it the right tools at the right time. And that's why this message matters. If you found this helpful, please leave a comment below. Tell us what you've been eating at night or what you'll change. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Vital Strength After 60, and share this with a friend who deserves to feel strong again. Part 1. Have you noticed how your body seems to be changing right before your eyes? The strength that once felt limitless now fades more with each passing day. What I'm about to share may challenge everything you've been told about aging and muscle loss. Stay with me until the end, because the final insight reshaped my entire approach to longevity, and it may very well transform your life too. Most older adults watching this are unknowingly battling something called sarcopenia, the silent thief that slowly robs you of your independence, one muscle fiber at a time. But here's the part most doctors don't mention. This muscle loss isn't as inevitable as we've been led to believe. For years, we've accepted it as just a natural part of getting older, but recent research reveals something far more troubling and far more empowering. What if I told you that the hours before you sleep are actually the most critical for preserving the strength you've spent your entire life building, and that what you eat during this time can dramatically slow and even reverse muscle loss? Over the past 15 years, I've studied both Eastern and Western longevity practices. I've worked with traditional healers and cutting-edge researchers, and what I've learned about nighttime nutrition changed everything, not just for me, but for my older students as well. Take Margaret, for example. At 72, she arrived at my retreat center relying on a walker, convinced her independence was gone forever. But just 6 months after following a bedtime nutrition protocol I'm going to reveal, she called me in tears. She had just walked 3 miles. No walker, no assistance. I feel like I've been given my life back, she said. Tonight, I'm sharing the 4 foods that, when consumed before bed, create the perfect biological environment to protect and even rebuild muscle. No complicated supplements, no extreme diets, just syncing with your body's natural rhythms and giving it the right fuel during its most important recovery window. Part 2. Let's begin by unraveling one of the most misunderstood aspects of aging: why muscle loss really happens. For years, we were told that starting around age 50, you can expect to lose 1–2% of your muscle mass annually, with the process speeding up after age 70. But this story, repeated so often, hides the real truth and supports a massive industry built around medications and mobility aids. What actually drives this decline is a complex blend of hormonal shifts, chronic inflammation, and, most importantly, impaired protein synthesis. After age 65, your body becomes significantly less efficient at using protein to build and maintain muscle. But, and this is key, that inefficiency doesn't occur evenly throughout the day. The most dramatic decline happens at night. This is where conventional advice, like just eat more protein, falls short. It's not just how much protein you eat, but when you eat it and what it's paired with. During deep sleep, your body enters its most powerful repair phase. But without the right nutrients available, it can't effectively rebuild muscle tissue. Instead of recovery, you get breakdown night after night. I've seen this firsthand. Many of my older students were doing everything right: exercising regularly, eating well, even taking protein supplements. Yet they were still losing strength. Why? Because they were missing the critical nighttime window for muscle repair. This mystery started to unravel when I reviewed research from Japan's National Institute of Longevity Sciences. Their findings: certain foods consumed before bed created an ideal muscle-preserving environment. These discoveries reshaped everything I thought I knew. Part 3. Let's talk about what your body does while you sleep. Behind the scenes, it's working overtime. During deep sleep, billions of cells repair DNA, eliminate waste, and rebuild tissue. But this repair process needs tools, building blocks, and activators to get the job done. The body's main repair hormone, human growth hormone, HGH, peaks at night. It's responsible for rebuilding muscle, but it needs the right nutrients to function. Without them, you're running a repair shop with no materials. Now, here's where the game changer comes in. Certain foods, eaten 30 to 90 minutes before bed, can supply these nutrients exactly when your body needs them most. This isn't just theory. We now have studies showing that people who follow this kind of bedtime nutrition protocol build and retain more muscle, sleep better, and feel stronger. In Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's longest living people, elders traditionally eat nutrient-rich evening meals that naturally support this process. Without even realizing it, they've created the perfect biological setting for nighttime muscle regeneration. Why do more people know about this? Follow the money. The global industry for mobility aids and sarcopenia treatments is worth over $50 billion, 0 cents a year. There's little financial incentive to promote simple food-based solutions that cost pennies and require no prescriptions. Part 4. Let's talk about the 4 specific foods that form the foundation of this protocol. First, casein protein, found in cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or slow-release protein powders. Casein digests slowly over 6 to 8 hours, delivering a steady supply of amino acids throughout the night. Unlike whey protein, which is absorbed quickly, casein keeps feeding your muscles during sleep, the most critical window for repair. Studies have shown that consuming just 40 g of casein before bed can increase overnight muscle protein synthesis by up to 22%. So that's a major advantage, especially for older adults whose protein utilization declines. The second, tart cherries, or tart cherry juice. These small fruits are rich in compounds that fight inflammation and reduce oxidative stress, both of which contribute to muscle breakdown. They also contain natural melatonin, which enhances sleep quality, a critical factor for muscle recovery. Third, magnesium-rich greens. Spinach, Swiss chard, and other dark leafy vegetables not only support muscle and nerve function, but also regulate cortisol, a stress hormone that can interfere with muscle repair. Plus, magnesium helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode your body needs for proper recovery. Fourth, collagen or bone broth. Collagen is crucial for maintaining the connective tissue that supports muscle. It's not just about having muscle mass, you also need the framework that lets those muscles function effectively. A cup of bone broth before bed can provide the specific amino acids needed to support this structural network. Part 5. What makes this approach so powerful is how these foods work together. Casein provides the raw material. Tart cherries reduce inflammation and improve sleep. Magnesium activates key repair processes. Collagen strengthens the body's structural support system. This synergy multiplies the benefits. Now, how do you put it into practice? About 60-90 minutes before bedtime, create a simple plate, 1/2 cup of cottage cheese or a serving of Greek yogurt. 1/4 cup tart cherry juice or a handful of fresh/frozen tart cherries. A cup of lightly steamed spinach or magnesium-rich greens. A warm cup of bone broth or collagen-rich soup. That's it. No pills, no exotic supplements, just real food, thoughtfully timed. Over time, this nightly ritual strengthens your body from the inside out. It supports lean muscle, reduces age decline, and enhances physical confidence. I've guided hundreds of older adults through this process, and the results speak for themselves. Part 6. So let's address the elephant in the room. What about the don't eat before bed advice? That warning came from concerns about digestion, weight gain, or poor sleep. But recent studies flip that logic. When you eat the right foods before bed, protein-rich, anti-inflammatory, and nutrient-dense, they actually improve sleep and support overnight recovery. 2021 study from the Netherlands found that adults who consumed a light protein-rich snack before bed slept longer and had more stable blood sugar overnight. That means better energy the next day and less muscle breakdown. The key is choosing the right foods, not chips or sugary snacks, but the 4 pillars we discussed. Combined, they create a nourishing, stabilizing environment that your body can use to rebuild and grow stronger. Start slow. Track how your body responds. Keep a journal of your strength, balance, sleep quality, and energy. You'll be amazed how much these changes add up. Part 7. The deeper truth behind this protocol isn't just about food. It's about empowerment. It's about rewriting the story you've been told about aging. For too long, we've accepted the idea that aging means decline. But decline is not destiny. It's a result of the conditions we create. When we change those conditions, the body responds. This nighttime nutrition protocol isn't just about preserving muscle. It's about preserving your freedom, your ability to walk unassisted, to lift your grandchild, to take the stairs, to move through the world with confidence. You're not too old. It's not too late. Your body still listens, still adapts, still rebuilds. So here's your invitation. Try this tonight. Just one step, one small plate. Then tomorrow, notice how you feel. Repeat it for a week, a month. Watch what happens when you give your body what it's been quietly asking for all along. And if you found this information helpful, please leave a comment below sharing your experience. What part resonated with you most? Are you going to try the protocol? Subscribe to Elder Care Wellness for more life-changing health strategies rooted in science, inspired by tradition, and made for real life. Because you deserve more than survival. You deserve strength, clarity, and joy in every season of life. Let's age forward together.